Welcome to day 6 of our financial detox challenge. Today we're looking at financial personality types because we know that as people we all have different personalities. A study was done by some researchers and they discovered that the same applies to our finances. As people, we have distinctive financial personalities which reflect the attitudes and influence our financial behaviors. So on day 2, we looked at the mindset and we learned that the mindset is a set of attitudes held by someone. Hence, today learning about the personality so that we can marry the attitudes to the personality and change what needs to be changed accordingly. So the 5 types that we're going to look at today, the first one is the investor. And as the name suggests, this type of people, they are not afraid to take risks. They have a conscious attitude towards their monies. They want to see their money grow. They want their money to work for them. So they study the markets, they take risks, they invest their monies. So for this group, we say big ups. Please teach others as well so that they can also save and invest in the future. The second group that we're going to look at is the big spender. The big spenders, they like to make social statements by having the latest cars, phones, or clothing or anything material. And they use that for attention and love. And they also are called the main representatives of consumerism, which is something that we're going to look at in the next sessions as well. So this kind of people, they don't save. They're always spending all their money on the latest trends. And the advice for these people is that please spend less and save, because if anything happens tomorrow, you need to what? To go and borrow for that emergency that may happen tomorrow. And the third group that we're going to look at are the ostriches. When you talk about the ostriches like to bury their heads in the sand and ignore whatever is happening outside. These are the types of people who will ignore their bills, as we were talking yesterday, as we discovered yesterday, and they will just let the bills pile up. And we learned yesterday that ignorance can be very costly. So we can't afford to ignore our bills. So the advice to these people is take your head off the sand, face reality, and deal with what needs to be dealt with, because if you don't, it will keep on growing, which will have a negative consequence against us in the future. And the fourth group that we're going to look at is the savers. Savers want to save every penny. They don't want to spend it, but just save. They are happy when their bank balances are just growing whilst they are not enjoying their monies. And this may be because someone grew up in a tight situation financially and they don't want to go back to that situation. So there is this fear of failure or fear of going back to that situation that keeps them from enjoying their monies. So advice here is learn to live, let go of the fear, and have fun. And the last group that we're going to look at is the debtors. This group of people are those who are broke before month end all the time. They are going to borrow from their friends, from their colleagues, from their neighbors, because they spend too much without tracking how much they earn, and they don't even sit down and have a budget to look at how much they're spending. And the advice to these people is that track your spending, know how much you're spending, know how much you earn and how much you're spending, and track it daily and stop borrowing, because you find that this type of people, they even borrow from people who earn less than them, which can be very embarrassing sometimes. So can we look at the 5 personality types, look at our attitudes, marry the two, and change what needs to be changed accordingly. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow with the next session. Bye-bye.